Something doesn't add up, and that's exactly why you need to pay attention. Over the last few weeks, a growing number of videos and posts have been claiming that the IMF has approved a major revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. It sounds exciting. It sounds final. But here's the problem. That's not how the system actually works. So in this video, we're going to break down the real truth behind the IMF, the Iraqi dinar, and what's actually happening in 2026 without hype. Without guesses, just facts. What the IMF really does. Let's start with the most important point. The International Monetary Fund does not approve currency reevaluations the way social media suggests. There's no official green light where suddenly a currency jumps in value overnight. Instead, the IMF works behind the scenes. They monitor economies, they provide guidance, they help countries stabilize their financial systems. In Iraq's case, the IMF has been working with the government for years, focusing on things like banking reforms, financial transparency, currency stability, anti-money laundering systems. These are slow, technical processes, but they matter far more than rumors.com. What's actually happening in Iraq? Now let's talk about what's really happening on the ground. Over the past year, Iraq has been making serious structural changes to its financial system. We've seen tighter control over dollar transactions, improvements in banking compliance, more alignment with international financial standards. Why does this matter? Because before any currency can become stronger or more globally usable, the system behind it has to be stable and trusted. And right now, Iraq is still in that process. That doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means the foundation is being built. Why a sudden revaluation is unlikely. Here's something most people don't talk about. A currency isn't just a number, it's a tool. Iraq uses its exchange rate to control inflation, manage imports, balance its oil-based economy. If the dinar suddenly increased in value overnight, it could actually create problems like reduced government revenue and economic imbalance. That's why countries move carefully. Real currency changes are usually gradual, controlled, backed by strong fundamentals, not sudden overnight events. What investors should really watch. So instead of focusing on viral claims, what should you actually pay attention to? Here are the real signals that matter. Is Iraq improving banking transparency? Are international banks increasing cooperation? Is the gap between official and black market rates shrinking? Is the economy becoming more stable over time? These are the indicators professionals watch, because these are the things that eventually create real change. Conclusion: truth over hype. So here's the bottom line. IMF involvement does not mean a revaluation is confirmed. What it does mean is that Iraq is still in a process of rebuilding, stabilizing and preparing its financial system. That process is real, but in it takes time and understanding. That difference between hype and reality is what separates smart investors from emotional ones. If you want real updates without the noise, make sure you subscribe and stay informed. This is Global Currency World, where we focus on facts, not hype.